Howdy y'all, welcome back to Camp Shack Productions. Today we are up in the mountains right outside of Beaver, Utah. In the past I bought a $19 Harbor Tool and Freight hammock and tried to sleep in it. And because it's a single, and obviously I did something wrong, it turned me into a banana and it was very uncomfortable. So I went onto Amazon and I got one of the higher rated hammocks that allows me to sleep asymmetrical. It's also got a full bug netting that comes with it and a ridge line. So I'm gonna set that up and see if that is more comfortable and if I can sleep in it tonight. I'm also going to try to build my own DIY Under-Quilt to keep myself warm. It is supposed to drop to like 27 degrees up here tonight, and I feel like if I don't have something underneath me in that hammock, it's gonna get very cold. All right, y'all, so the hammock that I actually ended up going with, I did buy this off of Amazon, and this is the Ridge Outdoor Gear Pinnacle 360. There are a ton of reviews on this hammock on YouTube already. There's also a ton of setup guides. So what I think I'm gonna do is get this thing set up and then we'll give you guys a tour. But really what I'm trying to compare is the difference between this two-person wider versus the single one-person Harbor Tool and Freight hammock, which again just bent me like a banana and was not comfortable. So I'm really curious to see if this does a much better job. Like I said, it's one of the highest rated hammocks. There's a ton of people that have done videos on this. And it's that Pinnacle 360. So it's got bug netting, a ridge line. So let's take it and get it set up. What do you guys say? Ready? All right, y'all. So this is the Ridgeline Pinnacle 360. And as you can see, it's got the bug netting on top. It zips together. And then what I did is I had a really old, pretty big, this is a synthetic sleeping bag, and I just used some bungee cords and tarp clips to kind of create my own little under-quilt that hopefully I can just kind of slide down into and enjoy it. Full disclosure, I do have my tent set up. I also have additional warm gear because again, it's gonna get cold. And if I feel like this is stopping me from getting to that diagonal, I might just actually take it and lay it down on the inside of the hammock and see if I can try it that way. Okay, as you can see, what I did is I just used bungees, and these are just Walmart tarp clips. And I just kind of clipped it all together. Now, this bed, this bag does not have a hole in the bottom, so it doesn't drop through like it does on the other side, but you could do this with like any kind of down blanket. The Costco quilts would work, but you know, the one thing you want to make sure you're protecting when you're in your hammock is that you're not squishing all of your insulation like you would in your normal sleeping bag. You don't have a pad underneath you. So, and I just wanted to, this is that U. So this side definitely spreads out quite nicely. It's the other side that I'm having a hard time because it's not cut, getting it to just spread out like that. But not bad, huh? All right, so I feel like I've got my hammock slung pretty well. And you know, with all hammocks, it is definitely a process getting in and getting out. You know, I feel like I'm just about able to get it in there. So I don't know. Might be just a little bit much still, but I'm definitely cocooned in here and it is warm. So, you know, I think overall it's a pretty decent little success. And then, you know, sorry, I got all these bags. This is cool. It does come with some ridgeline stacks that you can, like, I don't know, put your phone in. So that way you can have your phone near you. And so there's that one, there's this one. And you could also use the stuff sack. So overall, this Pinnacle 360 Ridgeline Pinnacle 360 is pretty comfortable. I'm just, again, not sure how well it's gonna work once I start to freeze in it tonight. But overall, not bad. I think, you know, if I went and I cut that bag down when I get home, I'll probably cut it and I'll probably sew some material on the inside that I can just bungee up that will allow it to kind of morph more like this end does. So not too shabby. Sorry, I can't find my phone now. And I'm curious to see how warm it actually keeps me, because again, I also have my down sleeping bag. But you can see that the hammock just kind of tucks inside of here, and when you drop into it, it really drops you down in nice and warm. So we'll see. All right, so one of the things that I'm most curious about with the hammock camping is the fact that, you know, kind of wherever you go, oh boy.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Oh. I almost died right there. Did you see that? All right. So I definitely just learned a valuable lesson right there. You have to make sure that you're getting in your actual hammock. I'm gonna drop down in this thing. I just about died right there. So, again, I think one of the cool things about the hammock is that everywhere you go, you have a chair. So it's pretty nice, you know. I could sit here, I could cook if I needed to. Since camp is set up, since I have the hammock and my tent set up, it's time for step 2. Cheers, my friends. Hope you just got a good laugh out of me almost dying there. It does say, don't rely on the bug netting to hold you, it will rip. And that's pretty much what was just holding me up right there. So again, I think it's really interesting that you have this ability to just kind of have your chair, your setup, everything where you need to be. You can sit down and drink a beer and just enjoy and relax. So I'm just gonna kick it for a little while. My buddy and his son should be coming back here soon, and we'll start dinner and just kind of cruise through the night. And then I will give you guys, you know, it's gonna get dark pretty quick here, but I'll give you guys my rundown on how I ended up sleeping, what I ended up liking and not liking in this whole thing. So check in with y'all in a little while. Hopefully third time's the charm, for God's sakes. This is the fun of it. Screwing up, redoing. All right, everybody, good morning. It is about 9 o'clock. We're up here in the Tusher Mountains, and last night I took a test drive on the Pinnacle 360, which has the zippable bug knitting and the Ridgeline, which does come with its own Ridgeline pockets, which were super handy. I slept in this thing until about 4:30 last night. At that point, I was starting to feel a little bend in my back, and we are going to summit a peak this morning, so I did not want to be all sore, so I crawled into the tent and finished the night inside of that just to make sure that I didn't have any physical problems on the hike this morning. Overall, though, I think I will figure this thing out. I took the Under-Quilt off the bottom, put it inside of the hammock just because with the foot box not being cut, it was bunching right there, and I could not get to a point where I could lay completely flat. So I had to take it out, put it inside, and it definitely decreased the warmth by being inside. By me being on top of it and smashing it, it made it less warm. When it was on the outside and I was laying in it, it just like nestled me in there and it was super duper warm. So I am gonna figure out how to make that DIY Under-Quilt for this thing, because I think if I can figure that out, and then if I spend a day just kind of playing in this thing, getting comfortable with it, laying in it, readjusting, you know, playing with the strap so I figure out where it needs to be for me to be flat, I really think there's a lot of potential for this thing. I mean, This would be great to just be contained at camp right here. Have your sleeping bag, have your tent slash hammock. I've got a tarp laid down. You know, I've got my gearbox over here. I could cook. I could put another ridgeline over the top and tarp this thing out so that I had shelter from rain, snow, wind. You know, you could build a box enclosure over the top of this thing. So there's a lot of really cool things you could probably do with this, and I'm looking forward to getting into it a little bit more and learning a little more about it. So yeah, we're gonna just cook some breakfast and then head up to the high point here in the Tusher Mountains and check out this peak. I think it's Delano Peak, but we're gonna do that next. And I really hope you guys enjoy these kind of informational videos where I'm learning and I'm sharing my experiences in this with you. I know there's a million different hammock videos that you can watch, so hopefully this one brought something interesting to you, or at least you laughed when I almost fell through the back of this thing. So really appreciate you watching. If you're feeling really generous, please go down, hit that like button, subscribe to us if you're really interested and want to see more of what we do, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, be well, my friends.